Hi everyone, welcome back to RJK English and our final part of chapter 3 of Siddhartha. So if you haven't visited RJK English on Facebook, this is what it looks like. Definitely visit us there and you can ask deeper questions and I can answer them, whether it's about Siddhartha or about English in general. Make sure also to like and subscribe and comment here on YouTube, and I will answer your questions. So last time, Siddhartha was meeting with the Buddha. Siddhartha's friend Govinda uh, decided to stay with the Buddha, and this is my cat Josie, who is talking. Um, Govinda stayed with the Buddha. Um, as Siddhartha is leaving his friend, he gets to speak to the Buddha or the Gautama. And the Buddha, Siddhartha says that he notices a problem with the Buddha's teaching, and that's that the Buddha can't really teach someone to experience what the Buddha experienced, because no words can teach someone to do this, because the Buddha has gone beyond what anybody has experienced. And the Buddha says opinions aren't important. It's about getting salvation from suffering. And Siddhartha says that he totally agrees with the Buddha, but that Siddhartha wants to experience it for himself, and the only way to do that is to do the same things that the Buddha did, not listen to his teachings. That's what Siddhartha believes. That's what Hermann Hesse believes in this. Okay, so let's finish it off. I hope you're not mistaken in your reasoning, said the illustrious one. The illustrious one is the Buddha. May you reach your goal. But tell me, have you seen my gathering of holy men, my many brothers who have sworn allegiance to the teachings? Do you think, O Samana, from afar, that it would be better for all these to relinquish the teachings and return to the life of the world and desires? So the Buddha is wondering whether Siddhartha is criticizing him here. Siddhartha says, "That thought never occurred to me," cried Siddhartha. "May they all follow your teachings. May they all follow the teachings. May they reach their goal." When we say may they, this is like a wish in the air, like may you live a good life. Jite raho bete. May you live long. So may they all follow the teachings. May they reach their goal. It's not for me to judge another life. I must judge myself. I must choose and reject. We samanas seek release from the self, O illustrious one. If I were one of your followers, I fear that it would only be on the surface, that I would deceive myself that I was at peace and had attained salvation, while in truth, the self would continue to live and grow, for it would have been transformed into your teachings, into my allegiance and love for you and for the community of monks. The self, so this is a really important teaching. Siddhartha says he has to be true to what he believes. Otherwise, he deceives himself. All of us have experienced this. Maybe you have tried to fit into someone else's life through a relationship, and that relationship didn't work. Even we see it with Siddhartha and Govinda. They can't always go in the same direction, right? Siddhartha has to honor what's inside of him. Now, it's up to you to tell me, is this a Western value? So I am Western. I study Hinduism and other things, but I come from a Western perspective, and so does Hermann Hesse. So it would be interesting to know if you are from a different perspective, or if you have studied this. What do you think? But from my experience, we can't deceive ourselves. If we deceive ourselves, it can't last forever. It will start to break our own spirit down. We will become angry. And he says the self would actually live and grow. The samanas are trying to get rid of the self. The self would live and grow because The self would be looking at your teachings, and in allegiance and community of the monks, we'd keep this connection to other people instead of seeking release. That's what Siddhartha is looking for, that real experience with Brahma. Okay? Half smiling, with imperturbable brightness and friendliness, the Buddha looked steadily at the stranger and dismissed him with hardly a visible gesture. Just imperturbable means your brightness and friendliness cannot be stopped. It can't be changed. You're not perturbed. That means irritated. You are clever, O Samana, said the illustrious one. You know how to speak cleverly, my friend. Be on guard against too much cleverness. The Buddha walked away, and his look and half smiled remained imprinted on Siddhartha's memory forever. Yad Arhiye. Memory keeps coming back of this. It's imprinted on his brain. Right? I have never seen a man look and smile, sit and walk like that, Siddhartha thought. I also would like to look and smile, sit and walk like that. So free, so worthy, so restrained, so candid, so childlike and mysterious. A man only looks and walks like that when he has conquered his self. I will also conquer myself. I have seen one man only, thought Siddhartha, before whom I must lower my eyes in respect, lower my eyes. I will never lower my eyes before another man. No other teaching will attract me, since this man's teachings have not done so. The Buddha has robbed me, thought Siddhartha. He has robbed me, yet he has given me something of greater value. He has robbed me of my friend, who believed in me, who now believes in him, Govinda. He, Govinda, was my shadow, and now is Gautama's shadow. But he, the Buddha, has given me Siddhartha, myself. This is quite deep. And this is why Siddhartha has been such a classic. So the Buddha, so one thing this keeps reminding me of is an artist, especially for me, a musician. You know, I think of musicians that were very, they really pushed music forward. They made something new. They often had someone that they looked up to, and they studied from them, but ultimately they had to become who they were. They had to become themselves in music. If you just copy someone else, you don't really have the music. You have to become yourself. I watched a movie about Hindustani classical music. It's called I forget what it's called. It's on Netflix right now. It's in Marathi. And the student is living under his master, and the master's teaching him. But it takes a while for the student to really find his own voice in the singing. He's just mimicking his teacher. He has to find his own voice. That's when you become a master. When you've learned all the things, but then you have your own way of doing it. For myself, I learned guitar, or learning to teach. But I can watch other people and learn from them. But ultimately, I am a unique individual. And the way that I will truly know how to do this is by doing it in my own way. Now, if I just try to do it in my own way, that's stupid. You need to learn from others. But ultimately, you will learn about yourself, and you will learn how to do guitar your own way, how to have your own voice when you play guitar. What do you like? How to have your own voice as a teacher. In a way, it's limiting. You can't do everything. You ultimately have to be yourself, right? And your talent will carry you, to greater heights if you have great talent. I don't have great guitar talent or anything. Second, the Buddha has robbed Siddhartha. This is so much like Sufi sayings of, the moth is drawn to the flame, right? The moths like to go around fire, but then they get burned in the fire. This is called fana in Sufi Sufi language. It's called fana. It's when you become uh, destroyed in love for something. And by gaining more knowledge, often you are robbed. God robs you. And here the Buddha has robbed Siddhartha. Siddhartha doesn't have his friend anymore, right? But he also doesn't have the illusion anymore that he will find a teaching that will be the answer. He just needs another book, and that will teach him. The Buddha robbed him of this. Because the Buddha's teachings for Siddhartha were perfect. And yet, Siddhartha realized he wasn't going to get what he wanted through the Buddha's teachings. He had to get it on his own. Now, you can agree or disagree with that, but Hesse has a message here through Siddhartha that you have to find these things on your own. You have to find your own way. And at some point you realize you can't just you can't copy others. You can't just read another book. You have to try. You have to try. And you have to make mistakes, and you have to try to find the goals that are in your head, the things that you want. I often talk to students about honoring yourself. I have a student that loves ethics. Every time she brings an ethical thing to our meetings where we're talking about ethics as we're learning English, and I tell her, you love ethics, you need to honor yourself and study ethics a bit, because you love this so much, right? In a way, you're robbed by realizing that you don't just get what you want through a book. You have to find your own way. Okay? So now Siddhartha's going on his way. And the next chapter will finish this part 1 of the book. And then we will go into part 2. So I will see you next time. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. And I will see you next time. All right? Bye, friends.